Hey guys! Part 7 of What If Naruto Was Haunted by Obito's Ghost. Hit like and subscribe if you like this one, and also please check the author in the description. Let's start. Chapter 34 Fights and Sand Sound Invasion. We are going to start the next match. The examiner called, standing up. Would Gaara of the Sand and Nara Shikamaru make their way down to the arena? Troublesome. Shikamaru groaned, getting up from his seat. Whoa! Shikamaru, when did you get there? Naruto exclaimed, flipping around. I was here the whole time. Shikamaru said, exasperated. Then he paused. Sleeping, Naruto choked, clutching at his throat in mock shock. You were sleeping? Sleeping? Yeah. Shikamaru nodded. He yawned. Anyways, wish me luck. He trudged down to the arena, Gaara following. Bloodthirst flashed in Gaara's eyes, barely concealed. Shikamaru and Gaara faced each other in the arena. Gaara's eyes flashed as sand floated around his legs. He is pathetic, but I will kill him for you, mother. Shikamaru, meanwhile, frowned. I don't know much about his abilities, only that he uses sand and he is apparently a Jinchuruki, and has a demon inside him. I don't have enough information to plan. Fine then. I have to figure out how to capture him with my shadow position. On second thought, I need to concentrate on staying alive. Okay. Fourth match, start. The examiner called out. Sand flew up from Gaara's gourd. Shikamaru jumped back. Well, let's start off with staying back and analyzing his techniques. Sand went straight towards Shikamaru, and he quickly used his shadow possession technique. Shikamaru's shadow snaked out from his feet, and he tried to snake around the sand to Gaara. Gaara didn't even seem to recognize that Shikamaru was attacking him. His sand shield came up automatically. Shikamaru felt like swearing. That sand shield completely covers Gaara's shadow. There's no way I can do shadow possession, and although I can control anything that has chakra in it, including the sand, I can only control one thing at a time. I doubt that controlling one grain of sand will help much. I am going to kill you, Gaara stated, bloodthirsty. And prove my existence. Prove his existence? Shikamaru raised an eyebrow. You do realize you don't need to kill people to prove your existence? What sort of messed up childhood did you have? Oops. He must have had quite a messed up childhood if he was a Jinchuruki. Messed up? You could say that, Gaara stated. He glared, stared, at Shikamaru coldly. Gaara? Temari and Kankuro thought in unison. They were sitting on chairs above the arena. Temari scowled. Gaara, if you tell about how you're a Jinchuruki, it could affect the sand sound invasion. Well, I suppose that since it's going to start sooner or later, it doesn't matter. But still, I was born by taking the life of my mother, to become the ultimate shinobi. Gaara ranted. When I was born, my father, the Hokage, attached a monster to me. I was born a monster. Naruto's eyes widened and his knuckles turned white as he clenched on the railing. To become an ultimate shinobi? For a pathetic reason like that. His own father made him a Jinchuruki? Made his life hell? At least in my case it was to save the village. That's a good reason. Even if it was my father who did it. But Tsunagakure must be absolutely heartless to do something like that. Naruto, Sakura said worriedly, looking up at Naruto's infuriated face. Gaara continued on speaking. My father spoiled me. I thought that was love. Until everyone in the arena was entranced by Gaara's words. He tried to assassinate me. My own father! Gaara snapped. He didn't know why, but it felt good telling this Konoha shinobi about his past. Naruto looked like he wanted to throw up. That wouldn't have happened to me, would it? Nah, this is Konoha, the nicest shinobi village. Plus, I'm not psychotic like Gaara. Or, did Gaara get like that because his father tried to assassinate him? What? Why would he do that? Shikamaru asked. Best to keep him talking. Because I was too strong, they feared me. Gaara's face contorted into a frightening expression. I am a tool of the past, one that they want to erase. They created me, and so they want to destroy me. Naruto couldn't keep quiet any longer. That's just stupid. Everyone who was listening to Gaara turned towards Naruto. They made you a Jinchuruki. They basically ruined your life. And then they tried to assassinate you? Naruto growled. Then they shouldn't have placed a demon in you for no particular reason. I mean, at least in M-. I mean, just for creating a strong shinobi, they did something like that. Gaara looked up coldly at Naruto. Yes, they did. And so, I discovered my reason to exist, to live. It was to kill all other humans. By killing all of the assassins that came at me, I discovered my reason to live, Gaara stated. By loving only myself. By regarding everyone else as being simply to prove my existence. I will not disappear. Shikamaru paled. What's with this guy? Dangerous. I need to finish this match up quickly. The Sandaime turned towards the Kazekage. How could you do that? Jinchuruki are common in all villages. The Kazekage raised an eyebrow. I believe you have one as well? We were being attacked by the Kyuubi. We had no other choice. The Sandaime murmured. But we did not try to assassinate him. He was your own son. He was a monster. He was not my son. The Kazekage said coldly. Damn you, Jinchuruki. You've complicated things by blurting out your whole life story. Ah, well. As long as you do your job in the invasion, it should be fine. In fact, by blurting out his life story, people will be less surprised when he lets the monster out. The invasion will start soon, then, dear Sarutobi-sensei, you will pay. The Sandaime stared at the Kazekage. He seemed strange, for some reason. Shikamaru scowled and jumped back as sand raced towards him. Shadow position. Shikamaru muttered, his shadow snaking out. I'm going to try to give a good show, then give up. Now, that sand shield covers Gaara's shadow. Which means I have to get him before his sand shield gets out. However, if I stay in one place for too long, his sand will get me. The only reason the sand hasn't gotten me already is because he seems to be not taking this seriously. I have to hurry. My shadow possession, if Gaara sees it, his sand shield goes up. So, he can't see it. Now let's see. Gaara's flew out again. I'm running out of chakra. Let's finish this up quickly. When his sand goes towards me, there's a long shadow. Interesting. Shikamaru placed his hand into a hand seal. Shadow possession. Gaara's sand flew out at the same time, and Shikamaru's shadow sneaked underneath it. Whoever reaches their opponent first will win. I won't lose in speed. Shikamaru's eyes widened as the sand touched his nose and started to surround him. Then it froze. Shikamaru's mouth twitched into a smirk. Shadow. Possession, success. Gaara's eyes flashed psychotically. What has happened, mother? What has he done to us? I will escape from this. His chakra flared. Beads of sweat appeared on Shikamaru's brow. What's with this crazy chakra? Oh yes, Jinchuruki. Let me think. What will give me a promotion? If I keep Gaara captured for around another 2 minutes, at the rate it's going, I will then get either killed or severely injured by the sand. If I hadn't caught him, he would have crushed me, most likely. Now if I give up now, it would be taken as a most Chunin-like action if I combine it with an explanation of my actions. My only choice is to give up now. I give up. Shikamaru stated, letting his shadow snake back to him. I'm running out of chakra, and you obviously have the advantage. My only logical choice here is to make a tactical retreat. Gaara didn't seem to hear Shikamaru's words, and he attempted to crush Shikamaru with his sand. Shikamaru regarded the sand that surrounded him. This might be slightly troublesome. The examiner jumped down into the arena quickly. Let him go. He has admitted defeat. The examiner stated clearly, interrupting Gaara's concentration. Why should I? Gaara demanded coldly. The Kazekage sighed. I suppose I should step in. Gaara. Let him go. The Kazekage ordered, glaring at Gaara. Now, you're messing up the Sand-Sound invasion plan. Gaara blinked and clutched his head. No! Kill him! Kill him! Mother, please wait. I will let you kill many people soon. Shikaku, known to Gaara as Mother, growled under its breath. But it stepped down. Shikamaru sighed inaudibly and scratched his head. He made his way up the staircase and back to his seat. Don't worry about him, Sakura said worriedly, stealing a glance at Gaara. He's just psycho. He's not like you, Naruto. Naruto grinned. Don't worry about it. I'm fine. Sakura raised an eyebrow as she regarded Naruto. But, you're a ridiculous optimist as usual, Naruto. Sasuke muttered, looking up at Naruto. Whatever, Sasuke. Naruto snapped without much vehemence. Shikamaru's eyes narrowed as he took in Team 7's conversation. He was sitting behind Team 7 and beside Hinata, not like Gaara. Jinchuruki, this is something that I need to investigate later. Troublesome, maybe I shouldn't, it's troublesome. Gaara stepped up into the stands and sat down in a corner far away from everyone else. Nevertheless, everyone was staring at him from the corner of their eyes. That was all ended with a single flash of Gaara's eyes. Everyone quickly started different conversations. So, yes, Naruto exclaimed, punching his fist into the air. What? Sakura blinked in confusion. Is something the matter, and Naruto-kun? Hinata stammered, looking at Naruto nervously. I finally can fight Sasuke. Naruto cheered. I always wanted to, nice to know. Sasuke stated dryly. Come on, you know you want to fight me too. Naruto grinned, poking Sasuke. Right, Sasuke grunted. Yes, seriously, do you always have to say that? Naruto groaned. He blinked and looked at the other Konoha genin. Don't you think it's annoying? Of course not. Sakura exclaimed. Well, sometimes. Maybe. Hinata poked her fingers together. Troublesome. Shikamaru muttered. Naruto twitched. That's annoying too, Shikamaru. Shikamaru scratched his head. Troublesome. The Kazekage smirked. Nearly. The invasion is going to start soon. But Sasuke-kun is going to fight again, and I wish to see him fight. Luckily, the Jinchuruki hasn't snapped yet. However, he needs to snap after Sasuke-kun's fight. Well, I suppose I can trust the Jinchuruki to do that at least. The Uchiha is going next? The Kazekage demanded rhetorically. Yes. Against Uzumaki Naruto. The Sandaime nodded, puffing on his pipe nonchalantly. It would be interesting to see how the Sharingan fares against the Jinchuruki. The Kazekage commented. The Sandaime's eyes widened. He placed down his pipe. How do you know that Naruto is a Jinchuruki? The Kazekage swore inaudibly. I relaxed too much. I thought that the invasion was going to start soon and I let my guard down. Well, doesn't matter. I'll just make an excuse now, then the Sandaime will die later. I am not the Kazekage for nothing. The Kazekage said regally. I have my sources. The Sandaime raised his eyebrow. This needs to be investigated. Temari and Kankuro walked up to Gaara nervously. Gaara. Temari paled as Gaara glared at her. Just reminding you that your job should start after the Sasuke vs Naruto match. Temari quickly blurted out. I do not need reminding. Gaara said coldly. Temari nodded fiercely. Okay then, let's go, Kankuro. Both Temari and Kankuro left the area faster than it seemed possible. Perhaps they used Shunshin? You are so going down, Sasuke! Naruto exclaimed. We'll see. Sasuke said neutrally. I will. Naruto insisted. We'll all see when you two fight. Sakura attempted to quiet Naruto down. Let's just wait. Oh, fine. Naruto muttered, placing his hands behind his head. He leaned back in his chair. So, when is it going to start? Meanwhile, outside of the arena, the betting stand was full of people. Line up! The ninja managing the betting stand called out. He seemed to be a chunin who had too much time on his hands. We want to hurry up and start the next match, so do this orderly and quickly. There was still quite a large amount of chatting and shouting out. Listen up! The ninja snapped, letting out some killing intent. As most of the bettors were not ninja, they were sufficiently intimidated into quieting down. Now, those of you who are betting on Uchiha Sasuke, stand over there. The ninja pointed towards another table where a brown-haired chunin was sitting down. Nearly all of the huge crowd moved towards the other table. The ninja yawned. Well, it's an Uchiha against a no-name dog. Obviously no one will bet on Uzumaki Naruto. Who's that? A man with a scar on his face walked up to the ninja. He seemed to be an academy teacher. Hello? I would like to bet on Uzumaki Naruto. The man smiled cheerfully. The ninja raised an eyebrow and took out a ballot. Your loss. He'll probably lose. The man admitted. But he was my favorite student, after all. I want to hope he'll win. So you are an academy teacher. The ninja commented, handing the man a ballot. Here you go. Write your name in the corner there, and write how much you bet in the other corner. How much are you betting, by the way? Oh, I don't know. 2,000 ryo? The man decided, scribbling his name onto the ballot. He took out his wallet and gave the ninja a 2,000 ryo bill. I see you don't want to bet much. The ninja chuckled, ripping off a piece of the ballot and handing the man the rest. I don't blame you, considering the odds. But if by some miracle Uzumaki Naruto beats Uchiha Sasuke, you'll still get tons of money, I suppose. The man smiled and scratched his head. After the academy had ended, he had raced to the arena to watch Naruto's match. Unfortunately, he was too late to watch the Lee vs Naruto match, but when he learned that Naruto was going to fight Sasuke next, and saw the betting stand, he figured why not? Yumino Iruka, HM? The ninja commented, looking at the name. Just then, the examiner stood up. We are now going to start the semifinals. Would Uchiha Sasuke and Uzumaki Naruto make their way down to the arena? Naruto grinned and ran down quickly. Sasuke smirked and made his way slowly. Hyper as usual. Okay. Are you two ready? The examiner demanded. Definitely. Naruto exclaimed. Yes. Sasuke stated. Okay, start. The examiner cried. Naruto's eyes flashed as he promptly jumped back. He placed his hands into a hand seal. Futon, Kaze no Nawa no Jutsu. Wind ropes technique. Sasuke jumped to the side, although he had no idea where the ropes were coming. Then he blinked and activated his Sharingan. Naruto scowled and did 2 hand seals. Futon, Kaze no Yaiba no Jutsu. Wind style, wind swords technique. Sasuke's eyes flashed. I know how to do that technique now. I guess he forgot about what the Sharingan can do. But anyways, Naruto's wind technique will be stronger than mine, so there's no point in using it. Luckily, it'll be easy for me to dodge this. Wind techniques aren't invisible for me. The Sharingan can see chakra. I can see the swords perfectly. Actually, this is pretty cool. Sasuke ducked at the perfect moment as the wind swords flew above him. He raced towards Naruto, who scowled. Naruto placed his hands into hand seals quickly at the same time as Sasuke. Suetun, Chyokusuden no Jutsu. Water style, direct water path technique. Katon, Gakakyu no Jutsu. Fire style, grand fireball technique. Sasuke's Sharingan eyes widened. Suetun? Not Futon? Oh. Naruto's mouth twitched into a smirk as he watched the water technique overcome the fire technique. Direct water path technique was a technique where a giant line of water moves in a straight line from the user. Needless to say, it was an extremely destructive technique. But since it takes quite a bit of chakra to draw water from the air, even for Naruto, it wasn't too big and dispersed quite quickly. However, it was still more than enough to quench the Gakakyu no Jutsu. Ha! Naruto exclaimed, pointing at Sasuke. I bet you didn't expect that. I remember now, you used the water technique against Lee. Sasuke commented. His eyes narrowed. But I won't make a mistake again. But even if I say that, it's true that now my few fire techniques are now useless. There's no way I can use Chidori against Naruto, as much as he's annoying sometimes. Sharingan. That's my only chance. I have to copy one of Naruto's techniques. Sasuke winced slightly. I need to train much more. How can I beat him if I can't beat Naruto? Maybe I should ask the ghost about Uchiha stuff. He died when he was 13. I know that there is an Uchiha library somewhere, but I have never gone there. The ghost should know its whereabouts. But right now, let's concentrate on beating Naruto. While Naruto has the advantage in Jutsu repertoire, I have the advantage in Taijutsu. And my Sharingan. Sasuke opened his eyes with a flash. You're going down, do your best, team. Naruto retorted back. Sasuke raced towards Naruto. Futon, Fudate no Jutsu. Naruto cried. Wind style, wind shield technique. That technique won't work. Sasuke snapped. The wind shield technique created a rectangular burst of wind placed in front of the user. Its main point is the fact that it's invisible, and one doesn't notice that it's there until they bump into it. However, with the Sharingan, Sasuke could easily tell where the shield was placed. He could avoid the shield and avoid hurting his nose easily. Naruto muttered as Sasuke easily avoided the shield. The Sharingan is annoying, if you say so. Sasuke raised an eyebrow and brought his leg up to kick Naruto. Naruto brought up his hands to block the kick. His feet were dragged back from the force of Sasuke's kick, as dust flew up. Naruto's eyes narrowed. Sasuke's got the advantage on me in Taijutsu. Drat. He knows that too. I need to get back and hit him with techniques, but... Naruto scowled as Sasuke retracted his leg and countered with a swift flurry of punches. He's not giving me a chance to do that. Sasuke's punches faltered for a second, then his foot flew out and hit Naruto's chin, throwing him into the air. Naruto flew through the air for a few seconds, then caught his balance. He flipped around and landed on the ground, kneeling. He got up. Gee, thanks, Sasuke. Naruto smirked, wiping off a trail of blood that dripped down his mouth. Futon Shinkaho. Wind style. Vacuum wave, Sasuke swore under his breath. I knew Naruto wouldn't be knocked out by something like that. All I did was give him slight injuries and a chance to do a jutsu. I need to get closer. But first of all, let's dodge this technique. Sasuke's eyes took in the moving wave of chakra and took a breath. He dropped to the floor and a large wave flew over his head. A few pieces of hair were cut off the edge of Sasuke's head. Futon, Futatsu no Deifutu no Jutsu. Double Grand Wind Spears technique. Naruto exclaimed. Sasuke's eyes widened and he rolled over to the side as spears shot at either side of him. This match would have been over a long time ago if I didn't have the Sharingan. Speaking of ending the match, oh, another wind ropes technique. Sasuke jumped up and to the side as wind ropes curled up in his former spot. Then he ducked down and jumped to the right. Isn't this getting a little repetitive? Sasuke retorted, glaring at Naruto. But it works. It's going to. Wind ropes technique. Naruto shouted again. Sasuke's eyes took in the swirling chakra and raced forwards. Wind ropes. Naruto quickly raced to the side. Hey! That's my technique. So? Sasuke pointed to his eyes. Team. Naruto growled. Do you know how long it took me to learn the technique? 2 days? Sasuke asked. Naruto's sweat dropped. Maybe. You have your ridiculous chakra reserves and Kage Bunshin. I have Sharingan. Sasuke reasoned. Whatever. Futon, Deid no Jutsu, Wind Style, Great Hand Push Technique. Naruto called out. Sasuke smirked. Katon, Gakakyu no Jutsu, Fire Style, Great Fireball Technique. The fireball met the wind and augmented its size. Naruto scowled as he looked at the giant fireball heading towards him. Water techniques won't work against a fire technique augmented with wind. Drat, let's get out of here. Naruto flickered and blurred. He raced out of the way using Shunshin. Sasuke got in a taijutsu stance, ready to hit him from any direction. He'll probably come from behind though. Just then, an unhuman scream interrupted their fight. Gaara was watching the match closely. It was a fight between two people he really wanted to kill, after all. To prove his existence. Meanwhile, Shikamaru was growling in the far reaches of Gaara's mind. He was getting quite impatient. The blood was the cincher. Shikamaru wanted out, and wanted out now. Let me out. Gaara clutched his head. Not yet, mother, not yet. Let me out now. No, mother. Wait a little longer. No longer. I am going out. Now. Gaara screamed inhumanly as Shikamaru broke its way out. Naruto stopped next to Sasuke, staring up at the stands. What? Looks like our fight isn't the problem anymore. Sasuke commented. There was the sound of shrill screaming. Feathers drifted down through the air. Huh? What's happening? Naruto turned his head from left to right. His eyes blurred and he made his way to the ground. Sasuke groaned. Naruto sucks at genjutsu as usual. Still, why is there genjutsu? Sasuke walked up to Naruto and broke the genjutsu over him. Huh? Naruto woke up suddenly. Feathers, what happened? No wait. Genjutsu dobe. Sasuke retorted. Chat? Naruto exclaimed, looking around. What? Sasuke sighed in exasperation. Temari and Kankuro, along with their sensei Baki, ran up to Gaara. Well, while keeping far enough away. Darn him. Baki muttered. Trying to go into the complete form before the signal. What should we do? Temari demanded, staring at Gaara who was clutching his head in pain. He's getting side effects. We can't continue. Are you saying we should do this without Gaara? Kankuro exclaimed. Temari. Kankuro. Baki stated, groaning. Take Gaara. Retreat. What about you? Kankuro exclaimed. I'll be fine. Baki stated. Temari nodded nervously and picked up Gaara. They jumped over the arena wall to run away. Just then, the examiner decided to make his way to Baki, followed by a couple of Konoha Chunin. So, what do you think you're doing, San-nin? The examiner snapped. He looked around. An invasion, I assume? Is Orochimaru behind this? I don't know. Baki stated. The examiner's eyes narrowed. I guessed that you wouldn't answer. I'll just have to draw it out of you. Do your worst. Baki snapped, grabbing a kunai. Oh, I will. The examiner retorted. Naruto's eyes took in the jumping forms of Gaara, Temari, and Kankuro. He then looked around at the forms of fighting Konoha, Sound, and San-nin. I'm following them. Naruto decided, racing out of the arena. Hey, Naruto! Sasuke snapped at the retreating back of Naruto. Naruto didn't bother stopping as he continued on running out. Sasuke groaned. Still, I suppose Naruto's right. The Jinchuruki has got to be part of some sort of plan. I can't leave it all to the dobe, can I? Sasuke followed Naruto out of the arena. After all, Naruto's tracking skills are probably as bad as his genjutsu skills. Kakashi swore inwardly as he saw two of his students race out of the arena after Gaara. I suppose it could be worse though. Naruto's a Jinchuruki and Sasuke's has the Sharingan. They might be the only genin currently that stand a chance against another Jinchuruki. All of the Jonin and Chunin, including me, are occupied with fighting the Sound and Sand Ninja. There's no other choice. Naruto, Sasuke, I'm counting on you. Kakashi decapitated another Sand Ninja and glanced up. I wonder if Sandaime-sama is alright. The Kazekage took him somewhere else. No, of course he's alright. He isn't the Hokage for nothing, even if he's getting old, Sakura screeched shrilly. Let go of Hinata. When the genjutsu fell upon the audience, Sakura promptly shouted Kai, along with Hinata. Then they stayed together with worry as they looked around at the fighting. But that was when a couple of Kumo nin striked. They were just spectators, but seeing the invasion, they decided to use the chance to take the Byakugan, which is why they were currently holding Hinata up in front of Sakura. Why should I? One of the Kumo nin demanded. He was bald and had a blank expression on his face. Oh, just knock her out. The other, brown-haired, Kumo nin snapped in annoyance. I wouldn't do that if I were you, Shikamaru stated. Shadow position. The bald-haired Kumo nin's eyes widened. What? I can't move. Against his will, he placed Hinata down. What are you doing? The brown-haired Kumo nin exclaimed. Nara, the bald nin muttered. Yeah. Sakura exclaimed, kicking the brown-haired nin in the face. Sakura's foot sunk into the Kumo nin's face and he was knocked down. Take that. Sakura exclaimed, placing her foot onto the brown-haired Kumo nin. Sakura, get help. Shikamaru ordered, his face contorted into an expression of determination. My shadow possession won't last that much longer. Sakura's eyes widened. Okay. I'm going. She raced out of the stands to search for help. Chapter 35, Fighting Gaara, Saving Hinata. Abito's eyes widened as he took in the snakes crushing various buildings, the ANBU running on the rooftops urgently, the screaming civilians, the fighting shinobi. Invasion? I have to get to Naruto. The arena was that way. Abito raced quickly to the arena from the formerly crowded street he was in. Naruto, you better be alright. For that matter, snakes. Is Orochimaru leading this invasion? Naruto was racing through the forest when he suddenly realized something important. Which way did they go again? He promptly stopped moving and looked around for tracks. I always sucked at tracking. If Kiba were here he could sniff it out or something. But how am I supposed to find them? Ah well. I think they went that way. I think. Naruto turned in a direction. They went the other way. Sasuke commented. Huh. Naruto flipped around, staring at Sasuke. What are you doing here? I figured you had no idea where they went. Sasuke muttered. He kneeled on the floor. Are your eyes holes in your head? Can't you see these footprints? Naruto rubbed his eyes and frowned. He squinted. Now that you mention it, Sasuke sighed. Dope. Whatever, team. Naruto ran in the way Sasuke pointed, Sasuke himself following. Sakura looked around frantically in the stands of the arena. There were many Konoha, Sound, and Sand nin fighting around her. Luckily, no one attacked her. Her pink hair made everyone think that she was a civilian. Sakura wasn't sure if she should be relieved or insulted. I need to find someone I know. Someone, sensei, everyone. Just then, she spotted Kiba, Shino, Neji, and Tenten fighting some Sand nin in a corner. Someone I know. Sakura raced towards them, behind the Sand nin. She took a breath and punched one of them in the back. He fell towards the ground, groaning. Sakura blinked. Whoa, did I do that? The other Sand nin turned towards Sakura, growling. You little. They didn't manage to finish their sentence. One fell down, hit by Neji's gentle fist, and the other fell down from chakra exhaustion as Shino's bugs sucked it all up. Sakura! Kiba exclaimed, Akamaru barking next to him. Hinata! Hinata's in trouble! Sakura cried, her eyes widening with worry. What? Kiba assessed the information and stared at Sakura. Tell me where she is. Follow me, Sakura said urgently, beckoning for everyone to follow. The four of them promptly followed Sakura, albeit with a bit of hesitation. Temari glanced back with worry. Do you think someone's going to follow us? Nah, we should be alright, Kankuro decided. They were running through the forest. All of the Konoha nin are busy fighting Sound and Sand nin. Gaara winced and blinked his eyes open. He was lying on Temari's back. What? Oh, gee, Gaara, you're awake? Temari inquired, peering at Gaara. Stay away, Gaara whispered. Huh? Kankuro blinked and assessed that information. His eyes widened. Do you mean, stay away? Gaara screeched, hitting Temari and Kankuro away. They hit the trees in a painful clunk. Do you think it's coming out? Kankuro whispered, looking at Gaara, who clutched his head. Actually, it's supposed to come out, remember? Temari muttered back. That was part of the mission. It was supposed to come out in the village, but if it comes out here Konoha will still receive much damage. But it wasn't supposed to come out completely. Kankuro murmured. I agree, but what can we do? Temari reasoned. Gaara's eyes clenched closed. Please, mother, can you not wait? Ah, Shikaku scratched at the seal yet again, letting his demonic chakra leak out. Needless to say, this caused much pain for Gaara. It was when Gaara was clutching his head that Sasuke and Naruto made their appearance on a tree branch above him. Kankuro swore. Reinforcements? The blondie, Temari said with annoyance. She was still annoyed at the fact that Naruto managed to beat her. Hey! You're blonde too! Naruto exclaimed, pointing at Temari. Shut up! Temari muttered. Gaara looked up at Sasuke and Naruto, his lips contorted in what could be taken as a determined frown. So you. Gaara winced and clutched his head again as an arrow of pain shot through his head. I don't know why you want to invade Konoha, Sasuke said coldly. But I will stop you. Don't be stupid. I'm going to stop him. Naruto snapped, flipping around to glare at Sasuke. Sasuke sighed. I am not getting into an argument with you in this situation. I guess that's a good idea. Naruto admitted. Are you two idiots? Kankuro demanded, staring at the two of them. I'm not. Sasuke muttered, looking pointedly at Naruto. Hey! I'm not either! Naruto exclaimed. He glared at Kankuro. What makes you think that? You're trying to fight someone who has a monster sealed in him. If that isn't idiotic, it's plain stupid. Kankuro reasoned, paling slightly at the thought of Gaara. He called you idiotic, Sasuke. Naruto smirked. How do you know he's not talking about you? Sasuke demanded in annoyance. He fiddled around with a kunai. For that matter, is it alright to be talking around like this? I have a monster sealed in me. Naruto said smugly. You fought me. Therefore, he's talking about you. Sasuke twitched. Wait, what? Kankuro stared at Naruto. You're a Jinchuruki as well? Jin. Yeah, I guess. Naruto blinked. But you're not Psycho, Temari objected. She was cut off by Gaara, who stared up at Naruto in disbelief and anger. You're like me? Uh-huh. Naruto nodded. Gaara's head twinged and he was unconsciously influenced by Shikaku. His eyes flashed with bloodthirst. Lies. Lies. There's no way you can be like me. Well, not exactly like you. I mean, I don't kill people without any particular reason. Naruto pointed out. Enough talking. Sasuke retorted. He threw a kunai at Gaara, and his sand shield knocked it off automatically. As I said, I'm going to stop you. Naruto looked hesitant as he closed his eyes for a second. He opened his eyes again, and there was nothing but determination. Fine. I'll kick some sense into these sand genin. Temari scoffed. Just you try. I beat you, remember? Naruto pointed out. Temari twitched. Abito stared around at the sight of the various ninja fighting in the arena. Definitely an invasion. But why are sand and sound nin working together? I can't spot Naruto. He doesn't seem to be here. Just then, a familiar pink head ran through Abito, followed by a few other genin. Abito winced. I can never get used to that feeling. Wait, that's Sakura. Naruto should be with his teammate, and she looked worried and urgent. Abito raced after Sakura upstairs. There, a bruised Shikamaru was unconscious on the floor. Shikamaru! Sakura exclaimed, running up to Shikamaru in worry. What happened? Where's Hinata? Shikamaru groaned and blinked his eyes open. Ran out of chakra, then the scales were tipped against me. They knocked me out, then probably took Hinata. Then went that way somewhere. Shikamaru pointed in the western direction. He got up with some difficulty. I'm useless. My chakra's at a near zero state. From what I assessed, they're probably mid-chunin rank. High chunin at most, definitely not jonin. If the four of you take them on, you should probably be able to beat him. Tenten nodded. We should save Hinata, for Shino paused in the middle of his sentence, certain that someone was going to cut him off. His expectations were met. Of course we're going to save Hinata. Come on, guys. Kiba exclaimed. We're not a tracking team for nothing, we'll find them quickly. Why should I go? Neji said coldly. Everyone turned towards Neji in shock. Neji didn't even bat an eyelid. If she was kidnapped, that was fate. Tenten looked at Neji with a frown. Neji, this is because Hinata's a part of the main family, isn't it? Perhaps. Neji stated, his pale eyes flashing. Main family? Sakura said in confusion. There's two families in the Hyuga, the main family and the branch family. Tenten quickly explained. The branch family is forced to obey the main family by a seal on their forehead. The main family, Neji said with disgust apparent in his voice, does not care about the branch family. To save one of the main family, they'd sacrifice one of the branch family without even a twinge of their conscience. So? Kiba growled. Neji blinked. Kiba grabbed Neji's collar, pushing him up against the wall. Hinata's never done any of that stuff. I'm sure. And because of some stupid grudge, you're not going to help save her, correct? Neji said calmly, pushing Kiba away. Don't touch me. That is illogical, for Hinata is gentle and Shino paused again. Everyone's eyes were upon him. Would hate for anything bad to happen to anyone. You should return that gentleness. Shino placed a small smile on his face. I finished my sentence. Yeah. Sakura exclaimed, nodding fiercely. Look at it this way. Shikamaru blinked lazily. If you do not save Hinata, you could be charged with Shinobi Rule 34, refusing to save a comrade when not interrupting with a mission. Neji sighed slightly. I suppose, not to mention the fact that the main family will not be happy. Let us go, then. Neji stated, turning around. The other genin, who had been shocked into silence by Shikamaru's smart and logical persuasion, promptly followed Neji. Abito blinked. From what I heard, Hinata's been kidnapped. Looks like Naruto isn't here. They should be fine, so I'm going to look for Kakashi. He has to know about where Naruto is. Naruto and Sasuke jumped down swiftly from the tree. Sasuke, you can take care of Kankuro and Temari, right? Naruto demanded. It'll be done in 5 minutes. Sasuke retorted, walking up. But are you sure you'll be alright? Of course. Naruto exclaimed. He smirked. Another minute or so and I would have beaten you, don't forget. Don't be stupid, dope. Sasuke said coldly. He glared at Naruto, then shifted his withering gaze towards Temari and Kankuro. If I had used my Sharingan more, no, even then. I'm not strong enough. Sasuke's eyes clouded as he recalled the 2 easy ways for power that were offered to him. To gain the Mangenkyo Sharingan, you must kill your closest friend. If you want power to defeat Itachi, you will have to find me, Sasuke-kun. Sasuke's eyes faded to red and the 2 Sannin shuddered slightly at the sight of the Uchiha Kekkei Genkai. I can get stronger, but, no. That is my last resort. First of all, I'm going to squeeze all of the Uchiha knowledge that Ghost has out of him. No need to go that far right now. You're going to defeat the 2 of us in 5 minutes? Kankuro raised an eyebrow. It was obvious he was slightly fearful of the Uchiha, however. Don't be stupid. Come on, Temari. Let's show him that Sangenin far surpass even the strongest of the Konoha ones. Kankuro's puppet, Karasu, floated off his back. Temari grabbed her fan and flipped it open to show all 3 of the purple circles drawn on it. Do you really think you can beat an Uchiha with that? Sasuke asked superiorly. You were beaten by Naruto. I'm going to enjoy beating you. Temari stated, her fan pointing towards Sasuke. Agreed. Kankuro growled. His fingers moved fiercely as the chakra strings which were attached to his hand and Karasa helped move Karasu. It clattered loudly. Sasuke grunted. So, have you spotted Hinata yet? Sakura asked urgently. Neji, Kiba, Shino, Sakura, and Tenten were racing through the forest, following the brown-haired and bald Kumo Nin's trail. Akamaru was helping quite a bit by sniffing out Hinata's trail, and Neji was half-heartedly searching for Hinata with his Byakugan. Shino's bugs were buzzing off ahead to look around. No! Kiba said in annoyance. No. Neji stated. My bugs have not reported that they have spotted her yet. Shino said calmly. Sakura looked to the ground with worry. Were you friends with this Hinata? Tenten inquired. No. But we were classmates. And she was always nice. To everyone, to me. Sakura gave a small smile. No one could really dislike her, even though she wasn't that noticeable. Was she a fangirl like you? Tenten asked with distaste. I'm not Sakura scratched her cheek to the side in embarrassment. Well, I guess I am a fangirl of Sasuke-kun. I don't think she's a fangirl. Oh, okay. Tenten nodded. Well, I should get to know her. She's one of the few non-fangirls. That is, if we can save her. Sakura said, her gaze falling downwards. Tenten nodded. Neji took a step forwards into a clearing full of mud. Then, several yellow-eyed wolves formed from the mud and growled threateningly. Eh? Kiba blinked in shock. It's a trap. Tenten snapped. She threw kunai at the wolves, but they just absorbed them. Neji then tried to destroy one of the wolves with taijutsu. He succeeded in destroying a part of the wolf. Good job! Sakura exclaimed. Then her eyes widened. What? The wolf regenerated, mud flowing up to fix the wound. This is endless! Kiba exclaimed. You guys, go ahead! Tenten snapped, throwing explosion tags at the wolves again. Huh! What are you saying, Tenten? Sakura cried. Just go! I'll take care of these wolves. Go save Hinata! Tenten snapped, glaring fiercely at everyone. They're getting farther away, but Kiba hesitated. Akamaru barked. Hurry up! Tenten retorted. The wolves were already regenerating. Let us go. Neji stated. We should not take Tenten's sacrifice in vain. Shino agreed. Wait, sacrifice? Kiba cried. Sakura closed her eyes. You'll follow later, right? Of course. Tenten smirked, twirling a kunai. Let's go! Sakura exclaimed. So? Naruto sighed and placed his hands into a hand seal. I guess we have to fight. Gaara's face was slightly cracked. I will kill you, to prove my existence. For mother, Naruto winced. You're calling that demon in you mother? Just how messed up are you? Gaara stared at Naruto coldly. Sand flew up from inside of his gourd that was attached to his back. I get it. Naruto's eyes narrowed in determination. No talking, right? Naruto jumped up onto a tree branch as sand squeezed together. Futon Shinkaho. Wind style. Vacuum wave. Naruto exclaimed, blowing out fiercely. Trees fell down around Naruto, but Gaara was protected easily by his sand shield. Sand floated up towards Naruto, and he promptly jumped back down. Futon, Futatsu no Deifuta no Jutsu. Double Grand Wind Spears technique. Naruto snapped. Gaara didn't even blink as his sand shield blocked it easily. Naruto scowled. Okay. Let's assume any of my wind techniques won't work. Now, how about water? Suiton, Daisuita no Jutsu. Water style. Giant water spear technique. Naruto cried. That's a pathetic water spear. I'm still not used to water techniques. True to Naruto's thoughts, the spear was quite small. Gaara barely did anything to block it. Okay, none of my water techniques work either. I don't think summoning toads will help much, and it's still hard to get to Kyuubi's chakra. How about explosion tags? I think I have a few in my pocket. Naruto grabbed several kunai from his pocket and threw it at Gaara. There was a reasonably big explosion, and a plume of smoke flew up into the sky. But when the smoke cleared, Gaara still stood there statically. Naruto sighed. So, there's only one technique left, isn't there? Naruto's mouth twitched up into a smirk. Get ready, Gaara. Gaara simply aimed his sand towards Naruto yet again. Naruto quickly ran to the side. He took a deep breath. His hands moved swiftly, creating a blue sphere of chakra in his hands. Rasengan! Naruto exclaimed, his face lit up by the blue glow of chakra. Abito ran towards Kakashi. He had some trouble locating Kakashi, but luckily Kakashi's bright silver hairstyle was hard to miss. It didn't take too long for Abito to find him. Abito waited patiently for Kakashi to finish up with the sound nin he was fighting. Then he floated up to Kakashi and whispered something into his ear. Where's Naruto? Kakashi paled visibly, then calmed down. Oh, Abito? Yup. Abito grinned. Naruto went into the forest. Kakashi muttered. Sasuke's with him. I don't know anything else. You can float, right? Why don't you float above the forest to look for them? Abito placed his hands together and opened his mouth to form a O. Oh yeah? I always stay on the ground though. I don't know how high I can go. A sand nin threw himself towards Kakashi, and he quickly grabbed a kunai. See you then, Kakashi. Don't join me, Abito said cheerfully, before floating upwards. Up, oh. Can't get any higher. Oh well. High enough, I guess. Abito floated towards the forest. Still, the forest is giant. My best chance is to wait for an explosion of some sort, then race towards there. Just then, a plume of smoke meandered up into the sky. Perfect. Let's go there. Sasuke wiped his hands as he regarded the unconscious bodies of the two sand nin in front of him. While Kankuro and Temari had put up a fight, they were no match against Sasuke. He had quickly knocked out Temari with a fire technique, then went on to Kankuro. After Kankuro had observed how Temari had been defeated, he had grabbed a summoning scroll and summoned another puppet. However, with the Sharingan, Sasuke could see the chakra strings Kankuro used to move the puppet. Although it wasn't perfect, Sasuke could somewhat predict where the puppet would go next. Kankuro was simple to figure out. It was obvious that the crow puppet was trying to lead him into the other puppet that he had summoned. Although it was a bit of a surprise that the puppet started shooting kunai and sanban at him, it was nothing that he couldn't dodge. Sasuke had a few close calls, but nothing even nicked him. Since the kunai and sanban were covered in poison, that was a good thing. With a few great fireball techniques and a bit of fancy footwork, Kankuro was lying on the ground unconscious along with his sister. Sasuke was then going to back Naruto up, and so he flipped around to regard the situation. That was when he discovered the swirling, blue, and glowing ball of chakra in Naruto's hand. Sasuke's eyes widened. What is that? I know it's different from the Chidori. Just what did Naruto learn? Just how much stronger did Naruto get? Rasengan! Naruto exclaimed, racing towards Gaara. Gaara's sand shield just came up automatically to block the attack. That won't work, Naruto exclaimed. Then a pensive look appeared on his face. I think, Sasuke groaned inwardly. I think, Naruto's technique touched the sand shield. It broke through the shield without a bit of resistance. A giant part of the shield blew open, revealing Gaara's cold and astonished face. Then his face contorted in an expression of pain as the Rasengan hit Gaara's shoulder. It had gone off target slightly. Naruto's eyes widened and he jumped back, withdrawing his blood-stained hand. Sand clenched together in the place Naruto used to be. Mother! Gaara whispered, sand surrounding his body. Mother! What is this wet feeling? This. Sasuke's pride had taken quite a beating the last few hours. Learning that Naruto had a technique with at least the same destructive power of the Chidori was the last straw. Needless to say, Sasuke took it all out on Naruto. What did you do, Dobe? Sasuke asked scathingly. Naruto blinked and regarded Sasuke. I think the sand shield has never been broken before. I think I'm the first person to ever break through it. I think I'm the first person to draw blood. Naruto trailed off as he started to look slightly sick. Mother! Gaara whimpered again. The remains of the sand shield fell down around him. Then whose mother? Sasuke demanded with annoyance. Naruto looked positively ill now. The demon that's sealed in him, probably. Sasuke looked at Naruto thoughtfully. And before you ask, I think Kyuubi's a horrible demon. Naruto retorted. Not my mother. Sasuke blinked and nodded. Then his eyes widened. What's happened to him? One half of Gaara's body had contorted into a horrible monster. One of his arms was gigantic with long claws. Half of his face was a horned, yellow-eyed monster. It seemed to be the color of sand, unsurprisingly. Gaara growled as his hand shot out towards Sasuke and Naruto. Fast! Naruto thought as he quickly dodged the arm. Sasuke went the opposite direction. Die! Gaara cried manically. His arm snapped back. Naruto could do nothing to dodge it, as the sand-colored hand clenched Naruto. Naruto! Sasuke cried involuntarily, ignoring the little voice in his head that wanted power for the moment. Naruto spat out crimson blood. Drat, sorry I got myself. He paused as he coughed up more blood. You! Sasuke's eyes flashed. Let him go. What is he to you? Gaara demanded. Sasuke twitched. Why does everyone ask me that? My rival? Perhaps. My friend? Probably not. My teammate? Yes, but… Sasuke clenched his wrist, and white chakra started to gather in his hand. He's still someone that I don't want dead. Naruto's eyes widened. That was when Abito made his appearance. He looked around. Okay, what exactly happened? Wait. Naruto, he is going to die. Now. Gaara stated. He squeezed his hand. Blood flew through the air. Naruto! Sasuke said in shock. Abito froze, looking at the limp form of Naruto in Gaara's, or rather, Shikaka's, hand. He looked at the blood staining the hand crimson. No. Naruto. Abito stammered. His expression was one of disbelief and shock. Blood slowly dripped onto the ground. Naruto. Abito repeated. Various emotions swirled inside him, then erupted. Anyone watching would observe the form of a slightly short, black-haired boy gradually appearing from the air. Chapter 36. Revived Abito, defeating Gaara. You're dead. Abito stated. He took a step forwards, giving Gaara a death glare. I am going to drag you down. Abito snapped. He took a single step with his blue sandal. His single eye blazed red from behind his orange goggles. The ghost? Sasuke said incredulously. Then he shook his head fiercely and raced at the hand clenching Naruto. He broke it open using the Chidori that sparked in his hand. Abito didn't even bother to point out that Sasuke should be calling him Abito-san. He was too furious. Naruto. Abito muttered, staring at the body which Sasuke withdrew carefully from the sand. Sasuke quickly checked his pulse. It's there. Abito sighed with relief. Sasuke picked up Naruto and walked back to Abito. Are you the ghost? Sasuke asked, looking at Abito. Abito-san. Abito said automatically, still staring at Naruto. Wait, you can see me? Abito glanced at his hand quickly. It's not transparent. Wait. Is my Sharingan activated? Your Sharingan's activated. Sasuke noted. Am I? Abito blinked, staring at his hand again. Alive? Abito shook his head. That's not important right now. Well, it is, but Naruto's more important. He might have a pulse, but he's still covered in blood. Naruto. Abito cried, looking down at Naruto's face. He took short, shallow breaths. You dope, Sasuke stated, hiding his fright well. Meanwhile, Gaara had become even more like a demon. He was already the size of the average tree. Sasuke, do you know any genjutsu? Abito demanded. Sasuke shook his head. Gee, and you're an Uchiha? Abito muttered. In case you forget, the whole clan died when I was 7. Sasuke snapped in annoyance. I guess. Abito sighed. He looked up. Anyways, Sasuke, back me up here. What? Sasuke demanded. You know wind ropes now, right? You copied it off Naruto? Abito asked. Naruto's out of the picture. Seriously, the only chance we have to defeat Gaara is to capture him, even if it's temporary. Luckily, he doesn't move much, so it should be easy. Wind ropes, Sasuke stated, his hands in a hand seal. Ropes flew up from the ground and captured Gaara. Gaara struggled against the ropes, crying inhumanly a few times. Katon, Gakkaku no Jutsu. Great fireball technique. Abito exclaimed, shouting out the name of one of the only fire techniques he knew. The fireball hit the invisible ropes, and traveled up them in a flash of fire. Gaara screeched as burns appeared on various parts of his monster-like body. Whoa! I didn't think that would happen. Abito commented, staring at the black burns that had appeared. Sand covered the wounds and healed the wounds. He grew even bigger, his head rearing above the trees. He screeched again, then again. Abito stared at the even bigger monster towering in front of him. Abito laughed nervously. Maybe that was a bad idea? Hinata's eyes flew open. Where am I? Trees? Kumo, I was kidnapped. Hinata struggled in vain against the strong arm that held her up. She's awake. A voice stated. Another voice, deeper, piped up. She can't do anything. Don't worry about it. Got it. The first voice agreed. Her eyes are blindfolded. She can't see anything. That's why everything's black. Byakugan. Veins pulsed from behind the blindfold. One of the powers of the Byakugan was to see through solid objects. Blindfolds were useless. Luckily, they didn't know that. Hinata scanned the forest. She could only see around 700 meters around, but that was enough. Kiba-kun, Shino-kun, and Neji-san. Sakura, are they coming to save me? Then I have to escape to help them. Hinata struggled further. She's struggling again. A voice commented, knock her out. The other voice decided. Hinata's eyes widened and she struggled further. Gutsuga. A voice cried. Kiba-kun. Hinata thought. The two Kumo nin scattered as the Inuzuka and his partner burrowed in between them. What? It's just a kid, the bald Kumo nin, the one who was holding Hinata, commented. He's still a ninja. Let's take care of him. The brown-haired Kumo nin decided. He twirled a kunai in his hand. Just try it. Kiba growled, Akamaru barking right next to him. Do you really think you can take the two of us by yourself, when we have a hostage? The bald Kumo nin demanded, holding up Hinata to prove his point. Kiba stated. And what makes you think I'm alone? Now I want you to stay right there. The bald Kumo nin ordered, walking up. Unless you want this Hyuga girl to be her. The Kumo nin coughed as Sakura's foot hit his back. He flipped around. You little. How dare you do that, ninja? Sakura pointed to her headband. Gee, Konoha must be getting short-handed. The Kumo nin commented, staring at Sakura. What, are you from a family of candy makers or something? Sakura twitched and tried to punch the bald Kumo nin in the face. Unfortunately, he dodged it easily. What now, candy head? The Kumo nin demanded with a smirk. Then he slapped his neck with his free hand. Lots of bugs. They should have listened to the plan. If they die, it is because of fate. Neji retorted. He and Shino were hiding in the bushes a little way away from everyone else. My bugs are already sucking their chakra, Shino stated. In another half an hour they will be completely out. I suppose we must help. Neji commented in evident annoyance. He stood up and activated his Byakugan. I suppose you are right, for both Sakura and Kiba shall be captured or worse along with Hinata if this continues. Shino stated, his sunglasses flashing. He stood up as well, bugs floating behind him. The two of them walked into the clearing where everyone was fighting. Huh! The brown-haired Kumo nin stared at the two genin who had entered the clearing. More ridiculously weak genin? You should not underestimate us, Shino stated. Did you forget that we have a hostage? The bald Kumo nin asked rhetorically, pushing Sakura aside easily to show them Hinata. True, Neji stated coldly. He gazed at Hinata without a touch of emotion. But that relies on one thing. What? The brown-haired Kumo nin snapped. The fact that I actually care about her, Neji stated coldly. He got into a gentle fist stance. You are in my field of divination. Hakurokujian Sho, 8 trigrams 64 palms. Neji! What do you think you're doing? Kiba exclaimed, staring Neji down. Neji ignored the Inuzuka and raced forwards, placing his hand on the bald Kumo nin's chest and pushing hard. The Kumo nin coughed up a little blood. Then he probably hit the Kumo nin again and again, causing major damage. The Kumo nin dropped Hinata onto the ground. Neji continued on hitting the Kumo nin until he fell to the ground. Neji looked at Hinata coldly. You are a disgrace to the Hyuga. You should have not let the Byakugan be endangered yet again. Especially as one of the main family. Do you wish for another person to die because of your actions? Hinata looked to the ground in shame. I am sorry. Hey! What are you saying? Kiba exclaimed, racing up to Hinata. He glared at Neji. Hinata didn't do anything wrong, The brown-haired Kumo nin glanced at his unconscious partner. You'll pay for that. I do not think that is a good idea. Shino commented. You are outnumbered and shut up. The Kumo nin growled. Doton Doryaha. Earth style. Earth flow wave. Oh. Sakura blinked in worry as Earth rose up underneath the Kumo nin. Abito and Sasuke jumped back as a sandy hand slammed down onto the ground. Nice. Sasuke muttered sarcastically. Now he's even angrier. Hey! How was I supposed to know that was going to happen? Abito objected. Uchiha. Naruto. Sasuke shuddered. I didn't want to admit it. Well, I guess he's slightly smarter than Naruto. Now what? Abito inquired. What techniques do you have? Sasuke dodged another attack of Gaara's. A couple of fire techniques. A wind technique. I'm running low on chakra. I can't do Chidori anymore. You, a couple of fire techniques. A really weak genjutsu. Not much else. But I have nearly full chakra reserves because I just revived? Sasuke grunted. In other words, we're dead. Anyways, let's just try to protect Naruto and protect ourselves. Abito decided, ducking down as sand whistled over his head. Sasuke's Sharingan flashed. Don't be stupid. We need to fight back. How? Abito demanded. Sasuke twitched. Our best chance is to wait for a chance to hit him at the same time. Abito explained, dodging Gaara's foot. We might be able to regain a bit of chakra, too, if we're lucky. Sasuke paled slightly as he avoided a sand spike at the last moment. He scowled. The ghost's right, but we won't get anywhere if we don't fight. Gaara's hand shot out this time towards Naruto, who was lying on the ground helpless. Naruto! Sasuke thought. He ran in front of him. Sasuke placed his hands into a hand seal. Katon, Gakakyu no Jutsu. Great fireball technique. He blew, fire streaming from his mouth and forming a fireball. It hit Gaara's hand point blank, causing much pain. It retreated. Sasuke grabbed Naruto. He dragged him away farther into the forest. Don't be such a deadweight. Sasuke thought in annoyance. He walked back to Gaara. Gaara mustered up all of the human consciousness in himself to ask a simple question. Why do you protect him, Sasuke raised an eyebrow. Because, his eyes glazed over as he recalled the massacre. I lost everyone dear to me once, Sasuke stated. He looked up at the sky. It won't happen again. Abito blinked. Then smiled. Yup. That's right, Gaara growled, recalling a certain brown-haired man. I will kill them. I will kill them all, Gaara roared. What's happening? Kiba demanded. He's using some sort of earth technique. Sakura explained, looking up at the Kumo nin. But all he's doing is standing on the slab of earth. Akamura barked. Yeah, he must be planning something. Kiba agreed. Doton, Retsudo Tenshin. The Kumo nin cried. Earth style. Mud needle. The slab of earth formed into a suspiciously sharp earth needle which swiftly made its way forwards. Everyone scattered, but the earth needle wasn't aiming for them. It was a distraction. Kia! Sakura cried, high-pitched. What's this? It was a trap! Kiba exclaimed. Akamaru barked fiercely. Neji's eyes flashed. Hakusho Kaiten, 8 trigrams palms heavenly spin, Doton, Doru no Yud. The Kumo nin smiled sadistically. Earth style, mud arms. True to the name, mud arms had snaked up from the ground to capture the 5. 4 genin and 1 dog. They clamped onto their legs, except for Neji, who had knocked the arms off. The Kumo nin muttered, noticing the fact Neji wasn't captured. You should not use so many techniques requiring high chakra, for Shino glanced at his bugs which were still discreetly attaching themselves to the Kumo nin. Huh! The Kumo nin interrupted. He was still towering over them on the slab of earth he had created. Kiba scowled and tried to pull the arms off in vain. His fingers simply sunk into the mud. Akamaru! Can you escape? Kiba demanded. Akamaru barked no. Neji scoffed. They are all useless. Not noticing a technique like that and not avoiding it. I suppose I must take care of this by myself. Neji walked up to the Kumo nin. He had a cold expression on his face that made even the Kumo nin twitch slightly. What are you going to do? The Kumo nin snapped. Neji jumped up onto the earth slab with ease. Idiot! Do you think you can beat me here? The Kumo nin brought his hands into a hand seal. Doton, Tsuchi no Yaiba. Earth style, earth sword. A sword of earth formed in his hand and he quickly tried to stab Neji with it. Neji parried it with a kunai. You are the idiot. Neji stated. Fate has confirmed your defeat. The Kumo nin was holding the sword with two hands. Neji was finding it difficult to keep the Kumo nin from overpowering him. He quickly brought his other hand out to hit the Kumo nin in the chest. The Kumo nin scowled. You little. He brought the earth sword back and started pushing Neji back fiercely. You're sweating. Neji commented. Huh? What do you mean? The Kumo nin snapped, sweat shining on his brow. You're going to fall unconscious soon. Neji predicted. So, fate told you that as well? The Kumo nin demanded. No. Neji stated. Logic did. Logic? The Kumo nin blinked. How can he tell I'm feeling weak? Shino nodded. Shut up. The Kumo nin growled, increasing his jab power. Go. Shino thought. Bugs rose up from his body and streamed towards the Kumo nin. Bugs? Don't tell me, you're an Aburain? The Kumo nin cried. Then the bugs that were around me. Drat it! The Kumo nin raced backwards, but the bugs were faster. They surrounded him and sucked up all of his chakra, and he fell to the ground. Nice going, Shino! Kiba crowed. With the fall of the Kumo nin, the mud arms had dispersed and freed everyone. Thank you, Shino-kun. Neji-san, everyone. Hinata murmured, poking her fingers together. I merely did it because I had to. Neji stated coldly, staring at Hinata. Because of your weakness. Hinata flushed and stared down at the ground. Stop blaming Hinata. Kiba snapped. I agree. Sakura nodded. It is illogical, for while Hinata Shino started, we must go back to retrieve Tenten. Neji stated, walking into the forest. Hey! Kiba growled. Kiba-kun, don't worry about it. Hinata whispered. What? But Kiba objected. Tenten-san came as well? Hinata asked Sakura, cutting Kiba off nervously. Yes, but she had to take care of a trap. Sakura explained. We should go back to find her. Hinata nodded. Water dripped down onto the floor of the sewer with a splash. Kyubi growled under his breath from behind the bars of his cage. Idiotic container. Getting himself beaten up by that even more idiotic Shikaku. He's so weak. Both of them. And doesn't he understand that I'll get in trouble if you die? Seriously, how can each of my 3 containers be stupider than the last? I suppose I have to heal him. For my life. Idiotic Yandame, connecting my life with my container. Even more idiotic container, getting himself beaten by Shikaku. In fact, the whole world is idiotic except for the great Kyubi-sama. Wait, that's me. Kyubi chuckled manically as he allowed some demonic chakra leak out of the bars. Naruto looked up blearily at Sasuke and Abito. He was lying on the ground, in much pain. If a medic nin had assessed Naruto's status, one would observe that Naruto had 2 broken ribs, a broken arm and leg, much internal bleeding, and bruises all over his body. One would also observe that the injuries were slowly healing themselves. That was when red chakra leaked in a large amount into Naruto's normal chakra pathway system. Naruto's elevated healing was the result of the constant tiny amount of Kyubi's chakra leaking into his system. Therefore, by increasing the demonic chakra in Naruto's chakra pathway system, Naruto's healing increased even more. However, if too much demonic chakra entered his system, the opposite effect would happen and Naruto would become even more injured in the long run, even if current injuries were healed. Kyubi was aware of all of this. It was his chakra that was being used, after all. While Kyubi would love a dead Naruto, in this case if Naruto died, so did Kyubi. It wasn't in his interests to place too much demonic chakra into the chakra system, so Kyubi tried to minimize the chakra entering Naruto's system. Nevertheless, some of the red chakra leaked out of Naruto's body. On the bright side, it wasn't too much, and Naruto's injuries were healed really quickly. Sure, a few plants in a 50-centimeter radius died because of the demonic chakra, but that isn't that important. and it created a thin cloak around Naruto, reddened his eyes, and affected his mind slightly. But let's not sweat the small details. Naruto's eyes shot open. What happened? He felt some twinges of pain all over his body, but he managed to stand up. Sasuke and Abito, who were trying to avoid getting noticed, flipped around and stared at Naruto. Naruto? You're alright, Abito exclaimed. Wait, what's with your eyes? I don't know. Naruto walked up to them. So who's that? His eyes lit up with horror. Don't tell me, that isn't. Yes. Sasuke nodded. An alien, is it? Naruto demanded. What? Abito stammered in pure shock. What did you say? Sasuke asked in disbelief. Joking. Naruto grinned cheerfully. Then his grin faded. That's Gaara, isn't it? Yeah. Abito nodded. What are you doing? Naruto inquired. Trying to stay alive? Abito said dryly. But you're dead. Naruto deadpanned. I came back alive for some reason. At least I think so, since I can use chakra now. Abito explained. Naruto's eyes narrowed. The demonic chakra that wasn't that noticeable flared around him. Naruto? Sasuke muttered in slight shock. Is that? Naruto growled and raced at Gaara, claws forming from the chakra. He swiped at him, creating 4 deep scratches on the side. Oh no! Abito murmured, staring at Naruto in worry. He took a deep breath. Naruto! Naruto turned around. Abito breathed a sigh of relief. He's not been taken over. He's just been affected by the chakra. Get rid of it. The chakra? Abito insisted. You know that's from Kyuubi. Calm down. Abito finished his relatively short rant. Naruto frowned and clenched his eyes shut. He struggled wildly against the grip of the chakra. Go away. I don't need this much. So go away, now. The Kyuubi scoffed in irritation in the seal. First, this idiotic container wants chakra. Now, he doesn't want it. The demonic chakra resetted from Naruto's body. He breathed a sigh of relief and raced back towards Abito and Sasuke. Are you alright? Abito demanded. Fine. Naruto muttered. You will pay. Gaara stated, placing his hands into a hand seal. He floated up from the monster, which was Shikaku. Hey, it's Gaara! Naruto exclaimed. Read the mood. Sasuke muttered. I will show you the true power of the sand demon. Gaara said clearly. Tanuki Nairi! Feigning sleep technique. Gaara's eyes closed, and he fell limply. He fell asleep? Abito said in confusion. Why'd he do that? I mean, it's not like he was so tired he just had to fall asleep. Naruto paused. Is it? Yes. I'm free. Finally free. Shikaku crowed. He laughed manically. He was a sand-colored tanuki, with dark blue markings all over its face, body, and tail, and a jagged, concave mouth. Looks like the monster's free. Sasuke commented, stepping back slowly. Shikaku laughed again. And there's some people I want to kill. Futon, Rankuden. Wind style. Drilling air bullet. Run. Naruto stated, grabbing Sasuke. What are you? Sasuke was cut off by Naruto's shunshin. He raced through the forest, then stopped when he thought they were far enough away. Abito appeared a couple of seconds later. Why'd you leave me behind for? What if I didn't know shunshin? Sorry, I thought you were still a ghost. Naruto laughed nervously. There was the sound of falling trees. Sasuke looked around wildly. I really need to learn shunshin. Look! Naruto walked up to the top of the tree and beckoned for Sasuke to follow. That's where we were. There was a kilometer-long bare stretch of earth where there used to be a forest. I didn't think it would be that bad. Naruto muttered, staring. Good thing we escaped. This is crazy. Sasuke muttered. How are we supposed to beat something like that? Naruto jumped down onto the ground. Stay back. He placed his hands into 5 hand seals. Boar. Dog. Monkey. Bird. Ram. Naruto thought. What are you doing? Sasuke asked. You should stay back. Abito advised. If it works, it'll be dangerous. Kuchios no Jutsu. Summoning technique. Naruto thought, placing his hand onto the ground. There was a puff of smoke, and a tiny orange toad wearing a blue vest appeared. Yo! I'm Gamakichi, do you have any candy? Gamakichi asked. Abito muffled his laughter. And what was that supposed to do? Sasuke demanded in annoyance. Naruto groaned. Drat. Not enough chakra. Here. Candy. He handed Gamakichi a chocolate bar that was hiding somewhere in his pocket. Shikaku laughed manically. You avoided that. But you won't avoid this. It raised its sand-colored tail menacingly. Naruto! Abito cried. What are you doing? Naruto closed his eyes. Come on, furball, give me chakra. You're the great Kyuubi, right? Do you want to lose against this guy? Come on! Naruto squeezed his eyes even more. If you don't give me chakra, I'm going to stay right here and basically kill myself with you. You need to give me rent, member? Chuckles echoed from the edges of Naruto's mind, although Naruto couldn't hear it. The Shiki Furin that the Yondaime had used to seal Kyuubi in him was too strong for that. Demonic chakra leaked out of the bars yet again. Naruto's eyes flashed open. Boar. Dog. Monkey. Bird. Ram. Kuchios no Jutsu. Summoning technique. There was a giant poof of smoke at the same moment as Shikaku brought his tail down. What is this? A voice snapped from the cloud of smoke. A sword made its appearance as it blocked Shikaku's tail. The smoke gradually cleared to reveal a giant toad wearing a blue vest. You summoned me, yet again, and you're in the middle of a battle with a giant monster? Gamabunta snapped. You're worse than the Yondaime and the perverted sage combined. Well, maybe not combined. You're worse than that perverted sage. Gamabunta jumped back. What is it with this monster? I could barely keep him from pushing through. Can you help me? Please? Naruto begged with barely concealed twitching. He didn't like begging, but this toad was his only chance. Come on. A boss has to help his underling, RGHT? We haven't officially stated that. We haven't exchanged sake cups yet. Gamabunta pointed out. I'm underage. Naruto complained. I'm not 20 years old yet. He's a nice guy. Help him out. Gamakichi piped up. Pops? Naruto blinked, staring down at Gamakichi. Gamakichi? That you? Gamabunta demanded. But even if you say that there is a tailed beast, you realize, he was mean to me. Gamakichi lied. What? Okay then, kid. I guess I'll help you out. Gamabunta exclaimed, his eyes flaring with anger. I want candy for this. Gamakichi muttered, looking up to Naruto. I'll give you all the candy you want. Thanks. Naruto whispered with evident relief. Shikaku screeched in annoyance. I'll kill you. Abito looked up at the toad that towered over him. He shaded his eyes. Well, Naruto managed to summon him. Sasuke, meanwhile, was in a state of semi-shock. How? That can't be Naruto. Even if he wasn't as weak. Yup, that's Naruto. Abito grinned. Definitely Naruto. Can't be anyone else. Sasuke's eyes flashed red. I need to get stronger, Ghost. Do you know where the Uchiha library is? Sasuke demanded. Not that I'm going to tell you. Abito retorted. And you don't know where it is? Well, I guess it's usually told when you get the Sharingan, and if you're a really late bloomer you can coerce a Sharingan-bearing Uchiha to take you in. Sasuke grunted. It must be the ghost. Maybe if I call him. Abito-san, Abito-san. Sasuke muttered. What was that you said? Abito-sama? Abito inquired with a grin. Don't push it, Abito-san. Sasuke retorted with some hesitation. Ah, well, I suppose I'll show you where it is. Abito shrugged. Better than you going over to Orochimaru. Sasuke twitched. So, explain? Is that boy on the monster the Jinchuruki? Gamabunta demanded. Yeah? Naruto nodded. Did the monster come out after he fell asleep? Gamabunta asked. Uh-huh. Naruto answered. He seems like he has insomnia. Poor guy. His seal must suck. He can't even sleep without risking getting taken over by Shikaku. Gamabunta commented. So, by forcing himself to fall asleep, Shikaku comes out. That's horrible. Naruto muttered softly. Wait. Does that mean that if we wake Gaara up Shikaku will go away? Oh? Seems like you understand things well. Gamabunta smirked. From what I saw, the Shikaku is strong. The tables will be turned if the fight goes on for too long. Which is why breaking the technique is the most important thing. But how? Naruto demanded. I'll get close to the toad and stop him. When his guard is down, knock the kid awake. Gamabunta explained. Wait a sec. All I have to do is knock him awake? Naruto blinked. Yes, so Gamabunta started. I can do it. Naruto smirked. Just get me somewhat close to it. I'll use wind ropes to pull him out. I suppose that'll work. Gamabunta blinked. Okay. He drew his sword out and pointed it forwards. Get ready, kid! Gamabunta cried, racing forwards. Fast. Naruto thought. He placed his hands into a hand seal. Where's Gaara? There. Wind ropes. Naruto stood up, wobbling a little. There was an impact as Gamabunta's sword hit Shikaku. Wind ropes snaked out and captured Gaara. Come out! Gaara! Naruto cried, pulling back fiercely. Gaara flew out of Shikaku's body and towards Naruto. Now! Wake up! Gaara's eyes shot open. No! I just got out! Shikaku screeched. No! 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 It's strong, as expected of a tailed beast. Gamabunta thought. Even though the jutsu is breaking, Gaara flew through the air towards Naruto. Naruto paled. Gaara hit Naruto, knocking him off the toad's back. Oh, great. Naruto groaned as he fell through the air. Shikaku disappeared. I suppose we'll be going as well, Gamakichi. Gamabunta stated, glancing at Naruto. What a kid. I suppose recklessness is part of the job description when you're a ninja, but he takes it to a new level. Interesting. I'll be interested to see what he does. Gamabunta puffed back to his home. Looks like it's more or less over. Abito commented, looking up at the puff of smoke. Is Naruto alright? Sasuke grunted. Oh, come on. Don't tell me you're holding a grudge just because your pride was injured. Abito retorted, rolling his eyes. Sasuke repeated, purposely ignoring Abito. You think saying that will heal your pride? Abito groaned, walking up to Sasuke. Get over it. So, Naruto got stronger. A lot stronger. Then you have to get stronger as well. Seriously, you have the Sharingan. Why don't you use it? There's nothing to copy. Sasuke muttered. You think the Sharingan's just about copying stuff? Abito demanded. Sasuke didn't say anything, but his silence explained everything. There's Genjutsu too. Abito snapped. Even I know a weak Genjutsu. Sasuke still didn't say anything. Personally, do you know what I think? Abito demanded. Being the only Uchiha did wonders for your personality. You think that you can always beat everyone cause of that. You don't know the meaning of actually trying. Shut up. Sasuke's eyes flashed with anger. Then why don't you try harder? Abito demanded. You say you want to kill the person who killed the Uchiha. But how do you think you'll be able to do that by just relying on your natural talent? I train. Sasuke stated. I train a lot, idiotic ghost. Maybe not as much as that hyperactive Naruto, but enough. I thought. Then why don't you train more? I'm going to say it right now, you're weaker than Naruto. Abito retorted. Sasuke's eyes flared red. It's true. You know. If Naruto went all out. Abito gestured upwards. You would lose. Sasuke closed his eyes. I don't want to think that. There's no fast way to power. Mangenkyo has got to have some catch, like killing your closest friend, and Orochimaru wants your body. Abito snapped. Shut up. Sasuke said loudly. He quieted down. The next time we fight, I'll beat him up, definitely. His eyes burned with determination. Abito blinked then smiled. If you say so. Chapter 37. Wrapping things up, Naruto's shock. Naruto rubbed the bump that had appeared on his forehead. It was stinging badly, along with the rest of his body. Great. Naruto thought, regarding Gaara, who was gradually standing up from across him, out of chakra. Hopefully Gaara is as well. They seemed to be in a clearing that Shikaka had created in his short-lived mass destruction of the forest. So? What now? Naruto demanded, picking himself up. He stared at Gaara defiantly. What did that accomplish? It was my mission. Gaara stated, struggling to keep his cold demeanor. Your mission? Naruto raised an eyebrow. You know, I knew this girl, boy once. He said that ninja were tools. That's true. Gaara said. I was born a tool, a monster for my village. And you are the same, are you not? How else would you manage to beat me? Maybe I'm just really strong like that. Naruto joked. His expression then returned to serious again. Yeah. I'm the same. I told you, didn't I? And plus, I had to protect everyone. Why? Gaara's eyes flashed with anger. Why aren't you like me? I had friends. Naruto said hesitantly. I was alone at first. But people, Abito, helped me. Recognized me as myself and not the demon inside me. Naruto explained. Taught me, Iruka-sensei. Kakashi-sensei, fought with me, Sasuke, and just were there, Sandaime Gigi. Sakura-chan. Everyone, I'm not alone anymore. Naruto grinned. I'm different from you. Because I'm not alone. Why? You're the same as me. Gaara screeched weakly. Why, Can you go so far for other people? Why are you not alone? You're not alone either, right? Naruto demanded. He looked up at the sky. You have your siblings, right? They're afraid of me. Hate me, Gaara stated. Think that I'm the demon, then change their opinion, Naruto exclaimed. He closed the distance between the two of them in a few short steps, and looked straight into Gaara's eyes. Convince them. In fact, convince everyone. But start with them. You can do it. Ignore the demon in you, mother. Gaara muttered. It isn't your mother. It's just a manipulating demon. Ignore it. Naruto shouted, straight into Gaara's ear. Needless to say, Gaara winced. Gaara took a step back and looked at Naruto. He's the same, yet different. Change their opinion? A small smile found itself on Gaara's face. Perhaps that may work, and you've more or less lost. Want to admit your defeat? Naruto demanded. Because technically, you're Sand and Sand's invading Konoha. Gaara closed his eyes. Do what you wish. It's my loss. Temari and Kankuro jumped down to Gaara, staring at Naruto threateningly. Naruto grinned. Since it looks like your siblings have woken up and don't want me to do something to you, I'll be going now. He shunshined away. Naruto made his way into the arena and looked around. Everyone was hysterical, tired, and running around. He noticed Sasuke milling around in a corner along with the other genin. They seemed to have a depressed aura for some reason. Naruto raced towards them, grinning automatically to try to pass on some of his optimism. What's the matter? We beat the Sand and Sound, right? Naruto demanded, turning his head to the side in confusion. Hi, Naruto. Abito smiled. Now, who is this? Kiba exclaimed, pointing at Abito. He was wearing a simple henge. He looked the same as usual, except without his goggles and with brown hair. Akamaru barked. He said he was a genin from 2 years ago, but I've never seen him. Kiba translated. Shikamaru's eyes narrowed. He was still near completely out of chakra, but his mind was working fine. Naruto, did you defeat that monster? Don't be silly! Ino exclaimed in annoyance. She was still miffed that she wasn't included in the Hinata rescue attempt. Someone summoned that toad to defeat the monster. The only living person that can summon toads is Jiraiya of the Sannin, remember? We studied it in the academy. Are you saying that Jiraiya of the Sannin defeated the monster? Sakura said in confusion. But Obito-san said that Naruto did. Even if it's unbelievable, still, I guess Naruto has the Kyuubi in him after all. Obito-san? Abito, is that you? Naruto demanded. Huh? Yeah. Abito nodded. Oh, I get it now. Naruto grinned. Henge, I have no idea who this guy is, and why should we trust him? Ino demanded. True, for Shino started. Lee cut Shino off, serious for once. He looked to the ground in sadness. Naruto-kun, the Sandame's flames of youth have been completely erased by Orochimaru. Naruto looked at one person to the other. Wait, what? One thing at a time, first things first. Lee, what did you say? Sasuke translated brusquely. Naruto. The Sandame is dead. Naruto froze, and turned to Sasuke. What? Orochimaru killed the Sandame. Sasuke clarified, staring straight at Naruto. No way. Naruto said in shock. The stress and injuries of the last few hours started to catch up with him. Sandame Gigi is dead? No one answered, as they were all looking down at the ground in sadness. Naruto swayed dangerously, and fell to the ground. Naruto, so who are you? Kiba demanded again, staring at Abito. Why does all of Team 7 seem to know you? Currently, they were right outside of the Konoha hospital. Abito had volunteered to take Naruto to the very overcrowded hospital, but everyone came along. Do I have to explain? Abito complained, looking up at the sky. I already said I'm a genin who became one 2 years ago. Yes. Shikamaru muttered. Why have we never seen you before? Have you seen all of the genin in Konoha? Abito demanded. No, but where did you pop up from? Kiba demanded. Akamaru barked. Where's your team? Kiba translated. And you weren't in the Chunin exams, whatever. Abito groaned. I'm going to go to Kakashi, he'll be able to help. He's a jonin, unlike you genin. Abito shunshined away, leaving many annoyed genin in his wake. He's a genin too, isn't he? Shuji asked, munching on a chip from a bag that he had produced from somewhere. No, Chunin. Sasuke muttered. He turned away and started walking. What? He said he was a genin. Kiba cried. Oh, who cares? Sasuke thought in annoyance. Where are you going, Sasuke-kun? Sakura asked. Sasuke grunted with a scoff. He didn't answer. Hi, Asuma. Know where Kakashi is? Abito asked, jumping up in front of Asuma. He had taken off his henge. They were in a slightly destroyed street. I heard he's in the Hokage Tower. Asuma answered. He wasn't smoking for once. Why do you want to know? Oh, bye. Asuma stopped looking to the side distractedly to stare straight in front of him. Abito? There was nothing but wind. Asuma shook his head fiercely. Must be the shock of learning Dad's dead. Still, why Abito? I would think Kakashi would be the one to hallucinate Abito. Is the trauma of being a shinobi finally catching up to me? Kakashi was sitting in front of a group of old people. He was currently quite annoyed, although he didn't show it. Jiraiya was leaning on the wall next to him. So, are you saying that your student, the Kai Uzumaki Naruto, defeated the monster from the sand? One of the council members demanded. Yes. Kakashi said patiently. I believe I said that twice before. I also said that I did not actually see this act, so it would be better to check with Naruto himself. But since Jiraiya-sama didn't summon the toad, Naruto must have monster to beat a monster. Another council member muttered. Kakashi's eye flashed in anger. And Jiraiya-sama, you were not the one to summon the toad? A councilwoman inquired. No, of course not. I said that Naruto signed the toad's summoning contract already. Jiraiya snapped. He had no qualms about hiding his annoyance. I'll show it to you then. Jiraiya bit his finger and placed his hand onto the ground to summon a toad. Jiraiya-sama, please refrain from. A council member started before being cut off by a toad which landed on him. Sorry about that. Jiraiya lied. He took the summoning scroll from the toad he had summoned and spread it out. Here. Jiraiya said, pointing at Naruto's name. Believe me now? All of the council members leaned in to regard the scroll. I see. One of the council members muttered in annoyance. Jiraiya retrieved the scroll and dismissed the toad. Now, can you let us go now? Not just yet. There's still one small problem to be addressed. A councilwoman stated. One small problem? Jiraiya blinked. The problem of who will be the Hokage next. The same councilwoman explained. See you then, Kakashi. Jiraiya exclaimed, Shunshin away. Kakashi groaned inwardly at Jiraiya's antics. We can take the matter up with him another time. A council member sighed. Kakashi, you may go now. We have sufficiently understood what happened. Very well. Kakashi nodded, making his way out. Kakashi walked out of the Hokage Tower, looking around with a sigh. Hi, Kakashi. Abito grinned. He was wearing a henge currently, one of a plain brown-haired boy. Who are you? Kakashi demanded. It's me, Kakashi. Abito said with a laugh. Is this one of those spams? Kakashi muttered, ignoring Abito. I thought those spams were supposed to done on the telephone. Abito commented. He undid his henge with a puff of smoke. Abito? Kakashi said in shock as the puff of smoke dispersed. I'm alive. Even though that sounds weird, I'm alive. Abito stated, grinning. Kakashi took a deep breath, scratching his head. Put your henge back on. Abito shrugged and redid his henge. So, why are you alive? Kakashi questioned with some hesitation. I have no idea. Don't ask me. Abito shrugged. They were walking in the streets towards Kakashi's apartment. Anyways. Sandaime-sama is dead? Yes. Orochimaru killed him. Kakashi sighed, closing his eye. There was a moment of silence, before Abito piped up again. You know, I don't really feel like telling the council about me. Abito decided, nodding with determinedly. I'll just wait until we get a new Hokage. Yup, Kakashi raised his thin eyebrow. I don't believe that's a good idea. Oh, who cares? Abito said dismissively. The next Hokage has got to be one of the Sannin, right? Most likely. Kakashi muttered. Then it's going to be either Tsunade-sama or Jiraiya-sama. Abito mused. Because Orochimaru is a missing nin, as Tsunade-sama's location has been unknown for a while now. Kakashi looked up at the sky. It's going to be Jiraiya-sama, most likely. Joy. A porn writer as a Hokage. Abito groaned. At least he's strong, I guess. I don't think he'll accept without an argument, though. Kakashi muttered. There is paperwork for one. Well, who else is there in Konoha? Abito demanded. It's not like you can be the Hokage. Well, maybe Tsunade-sama could, Kakashi nodded. But no one knows where she is. Naruto's eyes twitched as he slept in a hospital bed. Sakura walked into the room. It was around 3:30, and Naruto had been unconscious for around a day. The Sandaime's funeral is going to happen tomorrow. Sakura thought, sitting down on a chair. She looked at Naruto. Will Naruto wake up in time for it? Just then, the door slid open again with a clatter, revealing Sasuke. "Sasuke-kun!" Sakura exclaimed. "What are you doing here?" Checking to see if he's awake. Sasuke muttered, glancing at Naruto. "Same as you," Sakura laughed slightly. Sasuke regarded the single flower that was placed in a vase on a bedside table. "Sakura, did you give him the flower?" "No." Sakura shook her head, noticing the flower for the first time. "It was there when I came." "I wonder who gave it to Naruto?" Sasuke grunted absent-mindedly. "Maybe Hinata." Sakura murmured, looking at the bright white flower. "A gardenia, I think. I wonder if it means something in particular. I don't think it has to do with getting better. Pig would know. She runs a flower shop, after all. Maybe I'll ask her." Naruto turned over in his sleep. His face was peaceful, and he didn't show any signs of waking up anytime soon. "I'm going to go, Sasuke-kun," Sakura decided, standing up. Sasuke shrugged slightly and got up as well. "I will too then." The two of them slided the door open and left the room. As soon as the door shut quietly, Naruto cracked an eyelid open. Then he cracked the other open. Finally, he opened both of his eyes. "Okay. The hospital staff let their guard down whenever someone visits, and they say that I'm still asleep." Naruto jumped out of bed and glanced out the window. "Oh, come on, third floor? Again? Sometimes I think they put me here on purpose because I escaped so much. It's not my fault that the stupid hospital staff make me stay here for a whole week whenever I fall unconscious. I suppose I'll go with the henge plan. It'll be hard to escape out of the window." Naruto placed his hands into a hand seal and muttered henge underneath his breath. With a puff of smoke, a black-haired young girl appeared. He was wearing a simple white dress. "My Oiroke no Jutsu is too well known. It's obvious it's me, but if I use a henge to henge myself into a boy, it'll be suspicious. So, an original girl henge is the best." Naruto blinked as he looked at the white flower on his table. "I guess I'll take the flower. Someone gave it to me, after all. Plus, if I have a flower, it'll look like I was visiting someone." Naruto took the flower and opened the door a crack. He looked around. Okay. No one around. Naruto opened the door further and walked out into the corridor. He tried his best to place a relaxed expression on his face as he walked down the stairs. A doctor walked past Naruto, and he nodded at Naruto. "Hello, hello?" Naruto answered, nodding slightly at him. They passed each other without any incident. Naruto resisted sighing with relief as he walked into the lobby. "Excuse me," a voice cried. It was the receptionist. "I don't recall you coming in. Could you tell me where you signed in?" Naruto froze and swore inwardly. "I nearly did it." "Okay then. I'll just shunshin." Naruto blurred and raced through the door quickly. The receptionist opened the intercom on her desk. "Hello, yes?" a voice asked. "Another patient's escaped, I believe." The receptionist sighed. "We're on it." "Any idea who it is?" the voice demanded. "No, but she was female. She was probably wearing a henge, though," the receptionist answered. "Got it. Female, right?" the voice stated. Over and out. The intercom buzzed off. As soon as Naruto got to what he deemed as a safe spot, he undid his henge. He was in an alley close to his apartment. He glanced at the flower in his hand. "I guess I should go to my apartment and drop this off before swinging by Ichiraku's. I'm so hungry. Still, what am I supposed to do after that? Maybe I can go look for Abito. Where did Kakashi-sensei live again? Naruto? I thought you were still in the hospital," someone stated, looking at Naruto in surprise. A dog barked. Naruto flipped around to look at the speaker. "Kiba? Oh, hi. I got out of the hospital." Okay." Kiba nodded. "Are you healed then?" "Yeah," Naruto said, walking out of the alley. "Anything interesting happened during the day I was asleep?" "Nothing much. The Sandame's funeral is tomorrow, though. You should find your sensei," Kiba said. Then he stared at Naruto. Naruto twitched at Kiba's gaze. "What is it? I can't believe that you, the dobe, managed to defeat that Gaara guy," Kiba said simply. "Well, I did," Naruto said in annoyance. "I'm not just a dobe," Akamaru barked. "Yeah, I guess." Kiba mused at the words of Akamaru that only he could understand. "I'm going now," Naruto said, stepping back lightly. He raced away. "Sandame GG's dead? Well, at least Abito came to life." "Ah. Where's Abito?" Naruto ran into his apartment and placed his flower into a glass of water. His eyes started to close. "You know, I'm still tired. Maybe I'll go to sleep." Naruto dropped onto his bed and was asleep in a matter of seconds. Abito raced into Naruto's apartment. Rain poured down from the sky, hitting the roof noisily. Clouds covered the sky, but behind them the sun was rising. Apparently Naruto escaped from the hospital. He's probably here then. Oh, there he is. I better wake him up, Naruto. Abito whispered, poking Naruto. Naruto groaned and his eyes flew open. Abito, wake up! Abito exclaimed with a grin. Konoha's being invaded again. What? Naruto cried, jumping up with shock, joking. Abito smirked. But you're up, right? Naruto growled. Then his mind cleared. Abito, I'm alive, yes. More importantly, we need to get to the funeral. Abito said depressedly. We're not even in a war, and yet the Sandaime had to die. Naruto looked down at the ground. He started to change. Yeah, Konohamaru's eyes teared up in the clearing that the Sandaime's funeral was being held. He rubbed his eyes desperately, trying to stall the flow of tears. Naruto placed a hand on Konohamaru's shoulder comfortingly. He didn't say anything. He couldn't say anything. Konohamaru looked up at Naruto for a moment with a tear-streaked face. Irika, who was standing next to Konohamaru, looked down at Konohamaru sadly. He kneeled down and hugged him comfortingly. Naruto looked up at the Sandaime's picture. Smoke twisted up from the incense next to the picture. How come some people die, and others live? Naruto asked to no one in particular. Why did Sandaime Gigi have to die, and yet so many others lived? I don't know. But somehow I feel guilty. Abito commented. He wasn't wearing a henge. He wanted to see if anyone would notice. No one had yet. That's reasonable. Kakashi said, looking up at the cloudy sky with his eye. You were brought back. Kakashi left his sentence unfinished. It was obvious what he was saying. Irika looked at Kakashi in confusion. True. Sasuke muttered. Why did Itachi survive, and my clan die? Sakura simply looked down at the ground in sadness. Naruto sighed. Why did Sandaime Gigi have to die? It's true that when someone dies, they lose everything. Absolutely everything. Irika said. Mom. Dad, it's the most important thing to die for a cause. But even then, it's painful. Irika said wisely. Naruto nodded. He looked up at the sky and started to walk away. Bye. The sun started to peek out from the clouds, and likewise on Naruto's face a smile appeared, breaking through the sadness, and cut again. It was slightly short cause I wanted to end it there. So here you go. Shinobi Zukan Orange. Naruto crossed his arms in annoyance. No. And that's final, Naruto. Abito sighed exasperatedly. The two of them were facing each other in Naruto's apartment. Naruto seemed to be around 10 years old, and Abito was still transparent, and a ghost. Ramen isn't good for you. Abito snapped. He crossed his arms. Yes, it is. It has the meat group, the fruit and vegetable group, the dairy group, if you put egg in, and the grain group. Naruto reasoned. It's healthy. Look, the food groups aren't everything. Abito groaned. The point is the noodles. They're practically deep-fried. It isn't good for you, so what? Cup ramen still is good for you. Naruto said stubbornly. Do you know how many preservatives are in there? Abito retorted. He pointed straight at Naruto. You need to cook something else. Like? Naruto demanded. I don't know anything. Scrambled eggs. Hamburger. Something. Abito exclaimed, gesturing with his hands. The point is you need something healthier. I eat vegetables. Naruto pointed out. You didn't even eat those outside of ramen before I came along. Abito retorted. He leaned in towards Naruto. Let's go grocery shopping. No! Naruto said stubbornly. You can't make me. Abito smiled sadistically. He poked Naruto, causing shivers to run up all over his body. Oh yes I can. Abito smirked. Now I don't like it either, but this is for you. Now let's go. Naruto clenched his teeth. So what? Shivers are nothing. I'm going to be a shinobi. I won't teach you. Abito threatened. It's not like you taught me much anyhow. Naruto muttered. He sighed. Oh, fine. Goggles. Abito twitched. Okay. Cooking book. Naruto sighed, looking around the bookstore he was in. Oh, this looks good. Naruto took the book out. 68 Ways to Cook a Tree. Survival Guide, on second thought. Naruto groaned. Okay, how about this one? He took out another book. How to Cook a Squirrel Special Edition. Includes how to catch a squirrel. Seriously, I know this is a shinobi village, but this is getting ridiculous. Abito groaned. How about that one? Abito pointed to a book with a blue spine. Naruto took the book out. Hey, this might actually work. Simple cooking recipes. Naruto flipped through the book and groaned. First of all, find some mushrooms. Then, catch a wild animal in the forest. Any simple jutsu should do. Another shinobi book. Naruto stated. He threw his hands up into the air. Why are all these books for shinobi? Isn't there a simple one? Doesn't look like it. Abito commented. Okay, looks like there's nothing, so we have to give up on cooking. Too bad. Naruto decided with a grin. No way. I'm not letting this just go. Abito insisted. Asked the bookstore owner. Fine. Naruto walked out of the bookshelves. He looked at the sign. Oops. I was looking at the shinobi cooking section. Abito fell down comically. Okay then. Naruto rolled up his sleeves. They were back in Naruto's apartment, in the kitchen. He flipped open the book he had bought. Abito, you pick. Since you're forcing me to do this. Abito groaned and watched the pages flip by. Stop there. Naruto's hand stopped. Scrambled eggs with rice and boiled vegetables? That looks nice and simple. It's not like you can blow up the apartment with that. Abito smiled. I'm not blowing up the apartment. Naruto insisted. He walked over to the dust-covered stove. He had never used it after all. He boiled water for cup ramen with a kettle. Now, how did you turn the flame on again? Gee, you don't even know that? Abito groaned. I'm just telling you one thing, don't use a fire technique. I've seen so much burnt food. I don't know any fire techniques. Naruto pointed out. Do you press this button? Ah, no. You press it then turn. Abito explained. Naruto placed a pan onto the stove, then put an egg on it. You have to turn on the flame and break the egg open first. Abito sighed. Oh yeah? Naruto pressed and turned the button. The stove sputtered but didn't light. Naruto pushed another button. And another. That's a bad idea, Naruto. Abito warned. I have a feeling that's going to cause a huge explosion. Don't be silly. It's not like we're in one of those gag manga. Naruto said logically. I really think. Abito insisted. He was cut off by Naruto pushing and turning the last button. Nothing happened. See? Naruto said triumphantly. He turned all of them off. I'm having some ramen. Abito sighed in resignment. Mission: make Naruto eat something other than ramen. Fail. What next? Maybe get rid of his ramen obsession. Nah, that's impossible. Let's go with trying to get him to do bunshin.